All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 4, I think. We're on 4, right?
Yes.
I'm going to make sure this time. Yes, we're on game number 4 of this Will Cheese Fail Cold Cast Marathon 12.
Oh, yeah, it is 12.
Yeah, do your thing.
It's not 6.
Yeah, do your thing, bro.
Mr. MaximusBlack.
Yes, sir.
Hit me up with that no. Down here at the bottom right of Frozen Temple, again, we have Intel's very own Monotony, otherwise known as Monotony. So it's very, very clever. And we have Atrium Equus.
Atrium.
Or Equius? No, Equus. I'm not sure where he's going with Atrium. Just stick with Atrium.
Atrium?
Atrium.
All right,
Stick
Atrium
with
versus
Atrium
Monotone?
And, yeah, Monotony and Atrium.
I'm definitely going to call him Monotone.
That's
Or
fine.
Mono. Mono. That works.
Mono.
Mono works.
Perfect.
Nice and short.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Well, it looks like Atrium here. That's what I'm calling him, by the way.
Okay.
Is gonna go for a Forge expansion. Well, he even got a gateway. So what is this? He's probably cheesing with the cannons. It's got to be.
Well,
Who opens up Gateway Forge?
I don't know. It's LAGTV. I've seen some shit, Jeff. I mean, Gateway Forge is probably pretty low on the what the fuck meter.
Unless he's
LAGTV.
planning to put like 2 cannons here and then get an expansion. Yeah, he's completely walling off. A probe did die here. Mono's probe did die at the very start, so I don't know if he was planning on cheesing himself or not. But there is most certainly no cheese happening in this game right now.
No.
0.
No, there's negative cheese.
This guy is being overly cautious, and he's, when a Protoss opens up forges with cannon against another Protoss, there's either something cheeky going on, or they suck, and they're a cannon solves all answers.
Yeah.
When you could just get a mothership core, it'll do the same thing, essentially. So he is coming up here and so this could be a proxy. Well, it's probably going to be a proxy Stargate because he did open up. Well, he's getting a second gas now, man. I can't predict this.
I don't know why you're trying.
I'm trying because I'm trying to be the caster.
I'm not trying to do anything because every time I've tried to, these games have proven to be essentially unpredictable. All we know right now is that Monotony has a dope sponsorship from Intel, apparently, and Atrium doesn't know what he's doing yet. That's basically what we're doing. There it is. This is the Stargate.
Okay,
see?
all right.
All right. So the Stargate's there. It's just a really awkward, slow Stargate.
I just don't know why somebody would decide to open up a forge and get cannons when you're doing a proxy Stargate. Just get that out as soon as possible, then put down the cannons. There's, unless you're scared that this Protoss is going to like rush you with something, or I still, you just get out a faster mothership core. I just don't see the point in doing this. So people, if you're watching, don't do this.
No.
This is not good. I mean, he's not even getting warp gate research. You don't get a forge this early unless you're planning on to do something super cheesy with it. You just don't.
I mean, the only reason that I can come up with is that he wanted a wall there, and he figured the forge was the way to go because he desperately wanted cannons. Like you said before, he's being overly cautious.
Yeah.
It's like the plague of many a low-end player. Am I seeing a fleet beacon?
You are definitely seeing a fleet beacon. Now, this could either be... I'm assuming it's going to be Tempests.
Yeah.
Just because he got the double Stargate. If it was still 1, I would think, okay, maybe it's the mothership, but he doesn't even have a mothership core out. So, at this point, it's safe to say he will be opening up double Tempests, which are going to do very well for him. I mean, there's not much...
Monotony is going for Dark Templar.
Yep.
He's going to have to find a way to get past those whopping 2 cannons at the front of the base, and outside of that, I think he's got pretty much free reign.
I actually think that this is open. I think you can run around this.
Even if he did, I feel like by the time the Dark Templar got up the ramp, he'd lose at least 1 if he only had 2.
If you go in with 4, you're going to get in with 3.
Yeah.
You might even get in with all of them.
If you run a straight line.
If you run a straight line and these two start attacking the first one that comes in, you might be able to get out of it, but you never know. Or he could have 4 of them and just hit this. I mean, 2 volleys with 4 of those, and this is done.
Yeah. He has some options to make that work, and it's going to be kind of fun to see if this turns into some sort of weird base race.
Good.
I guess it really depends on how many DTs hit the field before Atrim decides to go ham with it.
Yeah.
He's also, when I say he, I mean Monotony is also getting Zealot speeds. He's going to be going a little bit of a combination. I guess that means he's looking to transition from DTs. He could do speed lots and Archon. Mm-hmm. I guess ultimately would be the move there.
Well, that's what you do. So, and it's what I do. Is what a lot of players do. Is you're going to go DTs. If you pretty much go blind. So what you want to do is you want to be able to harass with a couple of adepts, and those adepts allow you to kill off probes, maybe get him to move probes off the mineral line, but most importantly, you get scouting information. So at that point, you're going to see when you're rushing DT, okay, is he opening up Robo or is he opening up Stargate? Either one can see DTs because Oracles can see DTs if you use the Revelation, and most times, if you do see an open up Stargate, they are going to get Oracles because they want to harass you.
Yeah.
So you got to be careful, but I love going against Stargate with DTs because even if they have Oracles, as long as you never clump your DTs together, you go in with 1 at the natural, 1 at the main, he's forced to use his energy on one of the DTs. He can't get out enough Oracles because you're going to focus those pylons so that he is never powered. If you see he's opening up a Robo, then obviously, as a Protoss, you get a Robo, you instantly get an Observer. You never go Immortal first because of DTs. If you go Immortal first, that timing is that timing ends for you to get out that ops to be safe, and you can lose the game flat out. So you're going to assume that your player's not complete shit, and he's going to open up Observer. So at that point, what I like to do is not warp in the 4 DTs. You only warp in 2, turn it into an Archon, and immediately start charge. You warp, you chrono boost your charge, and then that way you can make the transition, like you were saying a little bit earlier, into charge lot Archon. And that's just what you have to do, and then hopefully your opponent makes a mistake and you can catch him out, or he doesn't wall off too much at his natural. But this guy just does not have an answer for all of these at all.
6 Tempest is something that, I mean, even if you had a counter to it, you need to have an awfully hefty counter for 6 Tempests. So at this point, I guess, really, Monotony just needs to go for the counter, and he needs to be able to get in here and do some serious damage. I mean, if he chases for this pylon, then he's perfectly fine. At which point, honestly, DTs are going to win a base race here.
It is, because Tempest DPS is so slow, but the good thing for him is he can now start to get Oracles. He wants to make sure he doesn't overcommit with Tempests. Getting another 2 Tempests at this point is not going to change this game for him in any way, shape, or form.
I didn't even build a carrier before I built more Tempests.
Exactly, but I wouldn't even, he needs to get Oracles, especially if you realize that there is DTs in his base. He doesn't have a Robo, and now he's panicking and putting down cannons into his main. What he's got to realize is even if these cannons finish, there's enough DPS here for him for all that to die.
Oh, yeah.
He's never going to defend. He needs to put those 4 cannons over here at this place to protect what he has, and then have the Tempest sit on top of that, and then basically force him to engage here with the Tempest and the cannons. He'll be able to hold. He cannot lose.
Yeah.
But instead, he takes all of those minerals, he puts them there, he loses his forge, and now he can't put those cannons to protect what he has because this DPS destroys this DPS. And yes, this army's bigger. Yes, this army's better. No, his army can't attack air, but it's a numbers game. It's a DPS game. You've got charge, you've got DTs, and you've got that mothership core. This is just not going to work out for Aquarium or whatever the fuck we're calling it.
Aquarius. I mean, yeah, even if technically Atrim wanted to go up there and try and wipe out that force if he even had anything to see it with. I mean, honestly, the Tempests are so slow. Yes, they have range, but I mean, they could just split the units up, run them all over the map, combine, meet up again at the bottom of the map, and they'd be fine.
Yep.
So there's unfortunately, he's kind of worked himself into a corner now where the best thing that he's got is to kill all of this off to the point where he knows nothing else can be built, sit on top of those stargates, and pray to the DPS gods that he can somehow outpace all of those. I mean, these probes need to be on the outside of these buildings,
well,
creating a wall of life.
I'll be honest, what these probes need to do is they need to scatter. He needs to have a probe up here, a here, 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 and here. And what he needs to do is he needs to take these Tempests, sit on this area, and force these units to attack it. Yes, those buildings will die, but once these buildings die or are about to be finished, you drop one assimilator up here. And then that makes it so that he goes, oh shit, I can see this, he just built this. And then once he goes all the way up and this starts to be attacked, you build one on the other side of the map. And while that's happening, you gotta use your Tempest to chunk down the army slowly, slowly, slowly. And then once that goes down, you build another one on the other side of the map. And you gotta keep them running back and forth because the DPS on these Tempests are so slow that yes, he can make it work, but it's gotta be strategic. He can't spend all of his minerals in one central location because that DPS will take him out and he won't be able to kill the stuff quick enough.
Well, unfortunately, I mean, he could do that, but he's got 270 minerals. So even if he built and canceled before they were even finished, trying to get the guy to run around the map.
Whoa, what happened here?
Atrium 1.
Oh, wow. I thought
he
that
didn't rebuild. He didn't rebuild a single thing. He didn't get a probe out.
Honest to God, I thought that was a pylon over here this entire game.
Well, we just talked a bunch of shit anyway, and unfortunately, Atrium, despite making more wrong moves and monotony, managed to win the game.
I'm like getting into some very straight in-depth fucking strategy right here.
This guy just says, to hell with building buildings. Who needs that? I've only got 1,100 minerals. Why the shit would I build anything? Let's just.
Why do I cast? Why do I cast? Why do I do that stuff?
Bro, I don't know. I don't got no answer for you. All I know is that the first game is somehow still in first place against all odds. It's that day. Man. It's that day.
To me, bro. Put on my casting pants that game. I'm ready to fucking rock. I'm not talking about.
Should have just put your Luther Vandross pants back on.
Chairs4Gaming chairs. And that's what they do to me, bro. That's what they do to me. Well, it is what it is. I mean, it wasn't a horrible game. It was kind of exciting. It was exciting to theory craft it. But
yeah.
Beyond that, nope. First game still in first. I'll give this a second.
Yes, this has to be second.
I'll give this a second.
I don't think we could take giving any of the other games second place. So this is now moving into second. First is still first. And we continue to cross our fingers, toes, and testicles in the hopes that we can get a really, truly, honest-to-goodness first place game.
Big thank you to our sponsors, Chairs4Gaming and JORD. If you guys are looking for some back-to-school swag, make sure you go and pick up yourself a JORD wood watch, 5% off by using that promo code BOUS. Go to your high school, your university, or just go on a date with that chick you always want to go on a date with and have a conversational piece on your wrist.
I mean, that's what it is. You'll be surprised. Look, if you don't think that you're a player yet, and you don't have the nerves to go up and all that small talk scares the shit out of people. Especially because the closest thing to small talk now is how many times do you text a girl in the run of a day? You put that wood watch on. Does all the talking for you.
Oh, and there's more wood that
there's more
from
wood.
That wood watch.
Yeah, hopefully, for your sake.
Yeah. We'll be back right after this, guys.